Hi everyone. So as promised, we're going to talk about pets in your birth chart. So like I've said in my previous videos, each area of a chart has multiple meanings. So for pets, we actually look at our sixth house. Again, just like fitness, but the way we approach it is different. So the sixth house, amongst many things, it rules our daily activities and our routine. So pets form part of our daily activities, walking them, feeding them, they're an integral part of our daily lives. I thought it would be really nice to talk about my Auntie Siggy, who had a pet dog named Bobby and who was a fun part of my childhood. So Auntie Siggy is a Sagittarius rising, which means we're going to look at her sixth house, which rules her pets. Now, I should also add that Auntie Siggy was raised on a farm, so she was around animals all the time from childhood, taking care of them. On top of that, having cats and dogs. So she was surrounded by farm animals and she had pet animals as well at the same time. So looking at her Venus, because Venus rules her sixth house of pets, Venus is located in her third house, and it's really nice because farming and growing up on a farm, that's actually doing that kind of hard work, that's very Saturnian. Saturn rules farming. So Saturn is making a trine, which it means that the energies are flowing really nicely between these two planets to her Venus in her third house. I also just want to add that growing up, she's still extremely close to her siblings. They're all her best friends. And doing the daily chores, taking care of the animals, feeding them on the farm from when she was a little girl, was with her siblings. So Venus and Saturn making a trine to her Venus in her third house of also siblings, it's just really sweet to see how it actually played out in her real life. So Bobby came into her life through one of her neighbors and in her hometown, in her village in Germany. And Bobby was going to be put down when he was a puppy. So Auntie, being the loving woman that she is, she took Bobby and when he was a puppy, and she fell in love with him, and Bobby lived his best life ever since then. So Bobby, being located again in the third house of neighbors, she got the dog through one of her neighbors, in her community, in her village, somebody that her family knew. So you see how astrology plays out? Sometimes it's really like literal, and it's quite sweet to see this play out. So Bobby is ruled by the sign Taurus, which is ruled by the planet Venus, but Taurus is very luxurious. So Bobby led a really comfortable and luxurious life with my auntie and uncle. Bobby was well fed, well taken care of. Bobby traveled all over Europe with them. Bobby came to England all the time, was in our house all the time growing up. But also, Bobby went to the discos. Bobby went to all the bars. This is Europe we're talking about in the 70s. So Bobby was there when my auntie and uncle would go out dancing at a fancy hotel. Bobby was there with them. And so Bobby led a really nice life. So Bobby passed away in 1987, I believe. 1986 and 1987, but I looked at the chart. Pluto was making a hard aspect to Venus. So when I've noticed this, when Pluto, or one of the malefic planets, Saturn, Mars, Pluto, makes a hard aspect to the planet that's ruling your sign of pets, this is when you may lose your pet. Bobby passed away from natural causes, and but it was when Pluto was squaring Venus in my aunt's chart. I recently had another friend, my co-worker, who lost her cat when her cat was ruled by Mercury, because her sixth house is Gemini. Pluto is in a loose conjunction at the moment with her Mercury. So she unfortunately lost her pet. So it's good to look out for those things. Another really nice example I wanted to talk about was a friend of mine who is actually two sisters. So the theme of family is throughout this whole story with her pets. So she has 6th house Cancer, which rules family and home, okay? Her sister has Capricorn, I believe it is Capricorn in her 6th house. Yes, Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn, and in her chart, Saturn is in Cancer. So again, the theme of family is in both of their charts when it comes to pets. So one sister got her cat from her mother-in-law, which again is family because the mother-in-law would collect these outdoor cats. So there are actually two brother cats. So each of the sisters took a brother. So again, the theme of family. And then years down the line, those brothers had 2 niece cats who were sister cats, and each of the sisters took a cat. So there's like an uncle and a niece in each home from the cat family, while the theme of Cancer is in both sisters' charts when it comes to the 6th house. And Saturn is also involved in both cases. So Saturn is the sign of longevity. It's glue, it makes things last. So these cats have been in their family for years and years. So I thought that was really sweet. So how do the pets show up in your chart?